Radio Freccia. Libera come noi.
So today we're here with Biffy Clyro. Welcome back to Italy, guys. How you doing?
We're terrific, thank you. How are you doing?
Great, always great. Better now with you. Better now.
Thank you.
So on the 25th of May, you released this new album. It's MTV Unplugged live at Roundhouse London. How was it for you to do such a gig? Very quiet and gentle, which is not like the ones you're used to. Like you're very powerful and strong and.
That was the biggest challenge, I think. We've played a few acoustic sessions over the years, but I guess we've never played an acoustic show. So all our instincts were telling us to like stand up, go crazy, start shouting, and we just had to kind of keep our nerves and all our instincts at bay. But we ended up hitting a different type of intensity and a different type of intimacy, and I think we really ended up with a really beautifully special night. It certainly felt very special to us, but yeah, it's something that's not natural. You know, normally when we play, there's like a real build-up and your adrenaline goes.
You always have to change to find a new nature. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Still growing. We're still growing.
Still growing. And what were the reactions? Like, did you feel that people got your songs in a different way by playing them in such a different way?
I would like to think so. I mean, that's kind of the point of it. But there was a lot of goodwill on the night. I think that's what we felt. We felt like everybody wanted us to succeed and for it to be a wonderful album.
I was rooting for you.
Sai was rooting for me, which is good, and I didn't make any mistakes. I think that there was a lot of tears on the night. A lot of people had an intense experience, and hopefully they were happy tears, but it did feel like a room full of friends, and definitely, you know, playing our songs in a different light and a different guise definitely had a different effect, I think.
Yeah, I think as Ben says, the most surprising thing was the amount of the songs that like matter to people. Because you know, normally at a normal show, we know the songs matter to people, but there's an energy in the room normally. So it was strange to just be static and just kind of look in people's eyes and really kind of see what the songs meant to them, you know, individually. Because it almost felt like we had people round to our house or something, and we were all kind of sharing a conversation about something.
But I can say that the gig was as strong as usual, but it was just in a different way. It was a gentle way, but still very strong, so that people cried, and you were very happy to see them cry.
We love it when people cry.
Is it the Scottish way?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
Okay, so you did a cover of God Only Knows.
Yeah.
Why that song?
That song is incredibly important to me, and I think all of us as a band, but I have the God Only Knows lyrics tattooed, and it was my first dance with my wife at our wedding.
Wow.
So when we knew,
I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
I'm gonna cry.
when we knew we were going to do a cover, we wanted to make it a song that was really important to us for the right reasons, not just a song we liked, a song that mattered, and
and people saw that, I think.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Have you heard the cover by David Bowie of God Only Knows?
No.
No?
No.
It's in his album Tonight.
All right. Oh, we
Yeah.
can go and check that immediately
Okay.
after. I'm really embarrassed we don't know that.
I do not know that.
Okay, great. I knew it. Yes. Yeah, I just checked on the internet. No, I'm just kidding. And were you fans of the program of MTV Unplugged in the past? Do you have like a favorite live session from that program?
Yeah, I think this is James's number.
Yeah, that's your last one.
We were huge fans. Kids of the 90s and grew up surrounded by those iconic performances, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Nirvana. And as young men, it was all about loud, angry guitar music and people screaming at us. And to hear such a kind of visceral band as Nirvana play their songs in a completely different light really taught us a lot about music, and I guess taught Simon a lot about songwriting and how you can find that power in a different way, you know, the power of the lyric and that sort of thing. And I think that probably led us to be quite scared when it came to our own performance, because we were thinking about how do we match up to these moments in our lives that have kind of changed our lives. How are we going to change these people's lives, you know? No pressure. And I think when we they finally realised that that's not the way to approach it. You know, we're going there to play our songs, we're going there to kind of share our hearts with people, you know, and you can't really predict how people are going to accept it or how people are going to react. So all you can do is give your all to it and hope something magic happens. But yeah, looking back at the 90s, those performances, what company to be in, you know, we feel so proud about that.
So I can say that the result was great, like very touchy. And okay, like talking about the tour, you will be here in Italy in October and you will be playing in a theater.
Yeah.
Okay, do you like playing in theaters?
It's not something that we've really done before. This is like the first time I think we've ever played an acoustic tour, and it's certainly the first time we've been in pretty venues. We're normally in the dirty venues part of town, but the Milan Theatre looks absolutely stunning though.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So yeah, everyone being your best behaviour. It's a really nice prospect. We're not quite sure what it's going to feel like. As I say, we're used to touring. You know, we're a rock band. We started in vans and in dirty clubs, and so we're looking forward to kind of doing a slightly more sophisticated evening. And I think that's what makes it so exciting. Is just the unique nature of it for us. We won't be doing this again. You know, like this is very much a one-off, and yeah, we're looking forward to playing some of these places, which I'm sure have like operas on one day and things, and then there's going to be us the next day. So you decide who's the best at singing, ladies and gentlemen.
But are you more like into festivals then, or do you feel you like both?
No, we could very much get used to playing in this theatre. I think we're just hitting that age now where we will enjoy being in a nice surroundings. You know, like the thing about festivals, actually, I've never been to a festival as a customer or a punter. We've been playing festivals since we were like 20 years old. So yeah, so I've really had a lucky life. A lucky life. I've always been in the clean part of the festival, ladies and gentlemen.
I've always been in the crowd, so you have to take me with you next time. Yeah, just to see how it works, like in the background, to see where the places are clean and not everyone is drunk. Yeah, to see if in the background people cry, because in festivals people don't cry.
Yeah, that's
they just shout. Okay, so question that is not concerning like the album and the tour. What is rock and roll for you? A big question.
Yeah. Rock and roll, for me, is a state of mind. Rock and roll is basically always a. Can I swear? Yeah. Well, I'll say I was okay. You can bleep it. Like always, a fuck the system, fuck the man kind of thing. That's what it is. And rock and roll at the moment is probably represented mostly almost in hip hop. At a certain point of view, you know, there's it's anti-authority. It's not punk music. I'm not getting confused with punk, you know, but rock and roll is just something that grown-ups shouldn't like, and that's what it's something for teenagers and young folk. And so that to me is what rock and roll is. It's a freedom, you know, and in different eras. In the 50s and 60s, rock and roll was Elvis Presley. In the 90s, it was Nirvana. You know, and nowadays it probably is hip hop is that version of rock and roll, the kind of outlaw point of view, and people who have been mistreated by authorities and things. So, yeah, but
Kurt Cobain used to say that hip hop and rock music were the only kind of music that people had to respect, because they had this something in common. That was the fact that people could just find a way to shout out against society, and so you have the same point of view as Kurt Cobain. Wow. Okay, we have just one last question. Arctic Monkeys have released their last album just a few weeks ago, and there have been like clashing opinions about it, because many people were thrilled by this very new album with new sounds, which is a big change if compared to the past. But other people were like, okay, it's such a big change, and the people that listen to you, your fandom, may feel offended because you're not doing the things that they love. So do you agree with this opinion, or how do you see change in general?
Please everyone. You absolutely can't please everyone, and I think what you have to do as artists is be true to yourselves and try and fulfill your souls. And I guess that's what the Arctic Monkeys are doing. I guess they made a record that they wanted to make, and they're proud of it. And you know, everyone's going to have an opinion, and you got to follow your heart, I think.
I think we understand. We've been fans of bands that have changed, and then you're like, oh, this doesn't sound like the band I fell in love with. But Alex Turner is is now a 32-year-old man who lives in Hollywood. You know, he's got different. He's listening to different music than when he was 18 years old, and I do understand, but you've got to have faith in the artist that you like. You know, like Alex Turner is a bit of a genius, and he knows what he's doing. This album might not be for every Arctic Monkeys fan, but who's to say where he'll go next? And I think it's not Alex Turner's job to please everyone. You know, like, and that's. You know, it's a shame. Like, we felt it at points releasing albums over the years where people say, "Oh, this isn't like your last record. What are you doing?" But you need to have a reason to keep moving forward as well. You know, I think in every job and anything that anyone does in their life, you want to have an evolution. No one's happy to do the same thing every day. The reason that you start making music is because you don't want to be like working the same job in 20 years. And so why would you want to do that in your music? Why do you want to be writing the same song in 10 years that you've written now? And so I feel sympathy for Arctic Monkeys, and you know what? It's just a record. You don't need to get offended by it. You know, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. You love other Arctic Monkeys records, and they'll be back with guitars. You know, like, you got to scratch the itch, I think.
Yeah, and just music is art, and art represents life. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Times change all the. You know, it's everything. Especially in this day and age, the world is changing at such a fast rate that I think to expect people to stay static for any amount of time is unfair. You know.
Okay, we ran out of time.
Yeah. I'm
Unfortunately.
burning up. I'm fucking burning up.
Me too, but I'm just playing it cool, you know?
No,
okay,
yeah,
just used to this weather. So thank you so much. Really, it was so nice to meet you. And I wish you the very best for the album, for the tour. Hope to see you very soon in October. And take me with you next
no
time.
Problem. It's a deal.
Is it a problem? It's like a promise, real promise. I'm Italian. Okay? Okay.
Neil. You're welcome anytime.
Okay, you're saying it. I'm a woman, Italian woman. Just remember everything. Oh, he's recording! Oh my God, you're screwed. All of you. I'm sorry. And I'm very tall. I eat a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Radio Freccia. Libera come noi.